Alright, ladies and gentlemen, in another one here, we have Dr. DAYTON Campbell on the scene, so I'm going to bring the fire. And it's always good to hear from the doc. You understand? As him give more clarity to the plans of the government. You get me? The budget and everything. I'm happy that they are really in these communities and in these gatherings offering the people of Jamaica more clarity where their plans are concerned. And the way how the JLP reacted to the budget of the PNP, it's already on record. So them can't see a line nobody at help on them. You understand? Remember when the Prime Minister said it sounds good giving the pensioners a fixed rate, but right? And the but was, we have to remain fiscally disciplined, and that would not work, and all of these things, right? And then when the PNP came and gave clarity as to how, good evening, how you doing, Odin, as to how they would actually fund the plans that they actually have. Everybody quiet now. Wanna notice so you hear nothing from them again? Right? When the Prime, you know about them? You know about them? When the man said he's gonna give us not loans. He's gonna grant us monies to actually buy our own home. Pay down on it. Right? So that we can have access to home ownership and stuff like that. And even the youth them where I go school, one degree per household. Why the JLP never think about that? In an effort to fight crime. This is deep, Dr. Damian Crawford, right, said with the statistics that a person with a degree in every household is a deterrent for crime, because you are the standard in that household for the rest of the children. Even your parents have to shape up themselves. You can't embarrass a youth. Your youth have a future. You have to watch out your own life too, because you want to live to see a youth them how far them are going to manifest them thing and how much them are going to grow. You feel what I say? How much parents do you know that told you that their child saved their life? They have a bright picnic and they have to live for that child. How much parents you know say that over the years? It is a real thing. So when you have productivity within the home, like a degree per household, you do something, Bridget. That's a start. When you talk about when you're talking about giving the youth them money to go to school so they don't have no excuse to not go to school, you are literally, that is acting as a deterrent to stop crime. Because the more the youth them not in school, is the more them vulnerable to become a criminal. Here comes the drug dealer with have a lot of money and drive and patch a car and give that youth there something to do. Something illegal to do. Start them off small. Next thing you know, them all of them best years of them life, them in a one criminal organization. Right? I go from levels to levels. Until them buck up in our law enforcement officer. We not take no talk. We go for operation and I follow Andrew Willis and I say, here we are going. Meet the judge and meet the maker, I'm more often than not I maker you go meet. Yeah. And them a carry you in the back of the van and them a deal with you some way. Like your animal. We have a prime minister will say the criminal them is hiding behind the protection of being a citizen. And that's why he use the SOEs expertly. to take away that protection from the criminal them. As if the criminals don't have a right to life under the Constitution. This is where we live, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time we're in right now. It's a very, very serious thing. So, we want to listen carefully to the man of the hour in this one, Mr. Dr. DAYTON Campbell. Let's go.
When I was going to school, I used to get $60 to go to school. $60. Me have 42, me know that all I want to do. At 2000, me left high school and stress, so the stress me make me grow up. It was $20 for the bus fare from Bambi to go to Claremont to Fern Court. And $20 for come back home, and $20 for lunch. When they give me break, we go run up and down and play, so we don't remember say we hungry. When the lunchtime come, I went buy a sugar bun because it was the biggest thing when they have out there. And then me not offer to buy my friend them lunch. Because the change when me get back the deep don't $3 more to buy one big Joe box drink. So me not offer to buy for them food, so we take $1 from this and $1 from that one, $1 from that one, so we could buy everything. And I'm there, we are styler. Right now, if you offer me a sugar bun, me I hear an argument. Because we get sugar bun too much to eat when we did at our school. And when we come back after lunch, within half an hour, when the physics teacher reach on the board and start us up, me start us up. Yawn, nigga right is set in and we want sleep because of the sugar in my body. And it is under those circumstances that most of us went to school. We have realized that and we have put forward a proposal that every needy child in school will get a warm, nutritious meal regardless of who they are, and the government is fighting against that. If they fight till them get and blue, the next PNP administration is there to ensure that every poor kid in a school can eat a proper meal every day. That's what never make nice about you. 400,000 people in a school, it's not everything they need because we have 3 in a school and then they need no lunch. Because we give them money for our school. We used to get $60 and my daughter get $2,000 a day now. We wonder what she doing with money. Out of that 400,000, you have some that are in prep school that don't need nobody to give them the lunch. They go to school for 190 days. It works out to just over 200,000 children, 260,000 that will need a warm meal per day. Currently, path contribution is $280 per day, and we are going to move that to $400. What it will require is $9 billion more than what the current school feeding program is. And this government is going to tell us that we cannot spend $9 billion to feed the children of this country. Well, the reason why the people are going to vote out Labour is so that something new and something different can take place. When pick the figure school, because people poor and time hard, pick their school one shift. This I want go Monday, that I want go Tuesday, that I want go Wednesday, that I want go Thursday. We not talk about shift when you go morning and evening, I mean you skip some day, you go Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Because parents can't afford all 5 days. Because they don't have the money to give them transportation. The PNP has proposed that we will put a right program in place to give a subsidy to 20,000 poor children so that they can get transportation to go to school. And that is what this government is fighting against.
People, me have to talk on this. I was not aware, and forgive me for my ignorance. Say you have children that go on shift. People have it so bad that them pick me if I go on shift. So this a pick me I go school Monday, the next pick me go school Tuesday, the other pick me go school Monday, go Wednesday, and then Thursday the other pick me go school, and then Friday the 2 of them probably go. So they can get 3 days for a week. Mighty God. No, sir.
Ball out!
Ball out there.
We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
Hello. I never know, say what? I never know these things. Pick their go school per shift. When you must say shift a while ago, I think say, you might talk about normal shift for school where one, you have early school and then you have the midday school. You understand what I say from 6 to like 1 and then from like 1 to like 5. You feel me I deal with? Or 6 in the evening, but literally, a parent has multiple kids and this is what is happening. So when the PNP come with a plan now for fix this, the JLP should have said nothing. The right program when them give the youth them bus fare, make sure so they go to school. Well, not give them bus fare, but make sure so they get to school. Right? Making sure that they get to school. Again, this is another way how to help to curb crime. The more productive citizens we have, the ones that are going to school, learning something, having hope. Hope is a very important factor, ladies and gentlemen. Hope is a very important factor. Sassy, me not rich, but me never, that one day, trust me. I force me again that one day. First, let's continue. No, sir.
When it comes to housing, most of us as politicians, when we are walking, somebody says to us, you have to go over the yard. A stalwart that, you have to go over the yard. We walk and go to the yard, and we go in the house and we greet them and we say, how you doing, comrade this and comrade that. We say, thank you for your support over the years and we look forward to your support in the future. And when we did that, we had go up and we keep on, we go take fast and look up. And when we look up, we look straight in at the sky, God Almighty, some of the people living down at the deplorable condition. Time come now for us to really deal with the housing problem in Jamaica. And it's not going to fix by this amount of people in one division waiting on a prime minister to come over one house per constituency. That cannot fix the housing problem. One decade house can't fix the housing problem. The next People's Administration government is going to revolutionize housing. And this is how we are going to do it. First thing, the $11.4 billion that they take out of the NHP now to put in the consolidated fund, the country's budget, we are going to stop that. Because them boast no new taxes while taking $11 billion from NHP they put in our budget. They boast for no new taxes while selling revenues into the future for Norman money. Three-card trick. Anybody who is thinking about that three-card trick.
One more minute.
We are going to ensure that we recapitalize the National Housing Trust, meaning that the lands that are in the country, we are going to give the NHT land for the money that they would have lost over the last 11 years so that the NHT can be asset rich and have some assets to their name. What that will allow us to do is that anybody buying an NHT house under a PNP administration going forward, if the house is valued at $15 million and the land cost is $3 million, you will pay $12 million for that house because you will not pay for the value of the land. That means from day one, you already have some assets to your name. From day one, you already have the value of the land to your name. That's one. Two, we are going to ensure that we put back the loan portfolio to the NHC that carried on a commercial bank. We are taking it back to the National Housing Trust. The discretionary rate that was given to public sector workers and to members of the disabled community that they take away, we are going to give them back the preferential rate. For young persons who are 35 and under, who is seeking to buy a house, if the house value $20 million, they say to you, you need 5% deposit, that's $1 million. We are going to take $1 billion out of the 11 that is going to stay with the NHC and put it in a fund that those young persons can get a grant, not a loan, they have to pay back, of $500,000 towards the deposit of their home. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. For those of you who are out there and you don't have the deposit that is required, you don't have the pay stub that is required, My farmers, who you make your money, but you're not a patient for sure. Yes, sir. You can benefit from what we call rent to own. Yes. Meaning that when we build an NHC house and you see it and say you like it, you can come and we put you in the house and you go and pay rent. Once you show us over a 6 months period that you are able to pay your rent on time and pay the full amount, we will allow you to convert that rent to mortgage so you move from being a tenant to being the owner of the house. When the leader of the party put forward our proposals, the Prime Minister wrote the Parliament 2 days after and said he's going to move the loan amount from NHC from 7.5 million to 9. Not a problem, we don't complain with him. But what does that do? You don't have to be an economist, right? You don't need to be an economist. If we have limited amount of something and only for people want it, what to the price? It goes up. When things scarce, so that the price go up. When you have one heap of something, want to the price, it don't go down. When you increase the loan amount from NHC that people can borrow, what you do is allow those people to go there and demand a house now, and therefore the price for the house people are going like that out of people reach. That does not fix the problem that is there. To fix the problem, you have to increase the supply of houses. The next PNP government is going to build 50,000 housing units within the first term of our next administration. And we, these are starter units, we are going to cap the price at $10 million. It cannot pass $10 million. So if you get 9 from NHD, if you're under 35, you get 500,000 for your deposit. You have to go land cost out of that, the $9 million loan can buy the house. You can then decide how many rooms you want to it. If you want to turn it down a big old castle for your business that. If you want to keep it as is and your business that, every man must decide what kind of house they want to live in from there. So, but we are going to ensure that you have that start so you can own a home and live in dignity.
People, you see how Dr. Dayton Campbell simplified the housing plan that them have? It's a simplified way. It shows you how much they're thinking about the people. And I'm going to tell you why. They are looking at the housing industry as a supply and demand situation. The more houses on the market, the more affordable they are, it is going to affect the entire market. Because you see, those houses that the other people are building, that they're pricing, and it's so way out of reach, these houses that they are going to build is going to affect the prices of those houses. If you understand. That is the basic rule of anything. You understand? Supply and demand. No, we can't in the car right now. Supply and demand, ladies and gentlemen. Basic. Easy. Right? God's proper say good afternoon, Mr. Bolo. Respect. Prudence say you can't get it better than this. I'm telling you. And Saturday say Andre play one video was live earlier. Yeah. You see the beautiful Jamaica here? You say Mr. P said building material going up. It's going to get harder. That's why we need the assistance of the government. That is why we need the assistance of the government. I'm sure the government can get material in bulk at a lower cost to do mass production of houses. Yes, I am sure them can do something with their powers in that regard. And there's exactly the money is there. Yeah, the money is there. The 11.4 billion. So that make it look like say yo, it's the corruption is causing all the problem, and that is what is killing we the people now. We cannot get the benefits of our own tax dollars due to the corruption. Absolutely right, Mr. P. Let's continue. And thanks to respect to the person that just text me and ask me if they can call me. I really appreciate that. Big up yourself. I know you're watching. Big up yourself. Thank you so much for asking, yeah? Normally people just call me and it mess up the reaction, but let's continue.
This government and they built houses through NHD for $30 million. That is not what the National Housing Trust was developed for. When I was growing up, my granny told me, say, you can't stay for go back and go school. You can't benefit from NHD and cause Michael Manley. The National Housing Trust is the legacy of Michael Joshua Manley. I come forward and put a proposal on the agriculture. I said to them, we are going to put a dedicated fund in place to deal with our farmers. We know we have a problem. We have a problem because people think of farming as what you do when you can't do nothing else. When you're in that country, they tell you, say, if you feel like you can't go on further, then you have to go to farming. So they think of agriculture as what you do when you can't make it otherwise. And that is causing a problem. We don't deal with farming. The National Housing Trust is a specific fund for housing. TEF is a specific fund for tourism. NHF is a specific fund for health. Universal Service Fund is a specific fund for internet connectivity. All of these funds exist. But when you put forward a proposal for a fund for agriculture, then start fighting it. When we have done the research, never ask where that will come from. When we look at the food importation bill in Jamaica, under this government, the food importation bill has moved from $834 million US to $1.4 billion US, an increase of 70%. When we look at the taxes that they currently charge on it for the last 10 years, it averaged $707 million US. We are going to take 2.5% of that and we are going to put it into that dedicated fund, the Agriculture Development Fund. It's not a new tax. They have some armchair expert that they make run out there. All the PNP want to do this and it will make food get more expensive. Let us go back to demand and supply. When we had Beryl the other day, after Beryl, how much were we paid for a pound of tomato, a pound of bell pepper? How much were we paid? $1,000. At that time, a pound of bell pepper and tomato in the supermarket, not the farm gate, in the supermarket in the US and in Canada was for less than $1 US. When the importers carry it to Jamaica, they buy it and clear it for less than $300. But they still sell it at $1,000. Since people start back planting, what you hear going down is going on in St. Elizabeth. Tomato now is at $10, $20 a pound because we have increased local production. To deal with the cost of living crisis, we have to focus on local production. Imported food is not the solution for the people of Jamaica. But they don't like these arguments, you know? Because some people inside the parliament who sit up on the government side as MP are the ones who are importing some of these items. So they don't like these arguments. That dedicated fund is going to ensure that we can buy some tractors and plow and put them into the production areas so the farmers can get help with land preparation. That dedicated fund is going to put some of the money on the PC bank so that farmers can get help with funding for agriculture. That dedicated fund is going to put some of the money into building out storage so that when your things come in, you can get storage and you don't have to lose it and try to go to waste. It is that dedicated fund that is going to transform local agriculture. When it comes out to premier lasting, we are going to ensure that the proof, the burden of proof is on the person that steals the things then. If I plant breadfruit, I don't have my name right on the breadfruit then. So when I'm on TV and you ask me to prove that my breadfruit, it hardly proves that mine. We are going to allow the defendant, the person that we catch with it, to have to prove that he is the farmer that produced them and shows where he buy them from. And if he cannot show us where he buy them from, then he's going to be guilty as charged. And when we find them guilty, we are going to put premier lasting under the Proceeds of Crime Act so that we can sell what they have and give back the money to the farmers so they can start producing again. We have put forward some proposals that we're going to put a flat rate in place for NWC, for our seniors. And that the Prime Minister fight against them. And that the mother fight against them. People who have worked already and retired and life hard up on them. So by the time all the pension late, and we are putting something in place for them to get a flat rate on their NWC bill, and even that the Prime Minister of the country is fighting against. When they can fight till it blue, the next PNP administration is going to put a flat rate in place for the National Water Commission for our pensioners. We don't have it about labor right now, we're meeting them. We have enough ideas to talk about as to how we're going to move this country forward. After 9 years in government and giving themselves 300% increase in salary, and I give minimum wage for $1,000, they now tell the country that they must choose Jamaica because it is now your time. After 9 years in government and choosing themselves for the entire time, they now tell you that it is your turn now. After 9 years in office, and all the abuses that they have carried out on the people of this country, they now come to tell you at the 9th hour that you must choose them and continue to suffer under them. Well, time come now, and the people of Jamaica are ready to choose change. It is now time for the People's National Party. So we have some work to do, comrades. We have to get out there into the communities and talk to the people. We have a teacher retention strategy that will extend to the public sector for them to benefit from concession days and years of service, for them to get discount on the amount they pay back to the Students' Loan Bureau based on them staying here and educating our children. We will ensure that those persons that have to use Students' Loan Bureau to go to university, that we do income contingent repayment, meaning that you only pay a percentage of what you earn as your loan payment. And if you're not employed, we will suspend your payment with no repercussion to you until you get employment. We have sat down, we have done the research, and we are ready to govern this country. So I want to appeal to the comrades that are here. Do not be distracted. For the last 2 years, in every single poll conducted by Don Anderson, the People's National Party has led in that poll, in every single one, for the last 2 years. Do not be distracted by them. They are going to come now to patch road. They're going to come now to try and offer you a little thing for your vote. But stay resolute, stay ready, because we have been training for this rematch, and the rematch is nigh. In the last election, and this is my final point, in the last election, if you look at the votes, constituency by constituency, only one of the new JLP MPs voted more than the losing JLP candidate in 2016. The rest of them won because PNP did not come out to vote. Yeah. Even in this constituency, she won. Look at the numbers. She got less than what St. Albin Bartlett got the election before. They won because PNP did not come out to vote. And they get hype and then they get to them head. Well, I want to finish with a little scripture. I don't know the preacher lyrics. And I'm telling them about God Job, you know. Job was a man of many riches, a faithful man. And the scripture says that the devil was roaming, going to and fro. I suspect he was seeking who he could conquer. And God said, have you considered my servant Job? Oh, to be recommended by God Almighty himself. God said, have you considered my servant Job? And the devil said, it's because you are protecting him. Remove the protection and let me see what's wrong with him. God said, all right, I have faith. I'm going to remove it, but don't you can't take him life. Job started losing everything. Cow, cattle gone, riches gone, everything gone. No other person that his wife is pyramid, the closest person to him, turned to him and said, why don't you just curse God and die? That's how some persons are, you know. That's how some persons are. They wonder why we still in other PNP somewhere.
Yes.
Why you don't just cuss the city and tell about your business. Look how them treat you. Look how they want to tell life by you date and what you're doing in this city. But you don't keep up and call and left it. But you see, some of them are if believers. They are PNP if this goes their way. They are PNP if that goes their way. They are PNP if nobody don't call up their name. They are PNP if nobody don't tell life with them. And then there are some of us who are even though believers, even though who slay me, yet when I trust him. I wonder if I have some even though PNP in here tonight. It don't matter what is going on. I have been through enough to know that he is enough for me. On my appointed time. Thank you. On my appointed time. On my appointed time. I'm going to wait until my change comes. The Lord is love. Listen.
One gen sec, you know. Yes, man. No joke, people. That was a whole heap for digest. You understand? So, may I tell you, the man I hit on every single note. You come like a, what you call it? Dr. DAYTON Campbell come like the greatest rapper of all time. On the beat, you know what I mean? The greatest singer of all time. Right? We have a whole heap of work to do, Mr. P. We have a lot of work to do. Miss Capital, we have a lot of work to do. You understand? When this government change, we need all hands on deck. We need everybody to be a part of the force of change. And the greatest force that we need behind all of it is the Most High. You understand? The Most High have to guide everything what we're doing. From the top. We ever say, if the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. That's why we need leadership at the head of the stream that is God-fearing. You understand? That looks to God for inspiration. You understand what I say? And that is how the country will get back to a position where we want it to be. You understand? And even greater. Because we have such wonderful minds in the People's National Party. I'm telling you, more and more I really listen to them speak on the areas in which they are, you know, supposed to be controlling when they go into government. I say yes. Andre Horton, very, very impressive. Andre Horton, that young man. You know, some of the other names them easy, like Isaac Buchanan. You know what I mean? Even the young lady down by I think it's West Portland. You understand that lady? Telling you. I never knew the young man in St. Thomas. I never knew that brother was so brilliant. I never knew he was so brilliant. I never knew him so brilliant. I never knew. You understand? So Marky G have a strong second in a Marky G have a very good team and a strong second in a Dr. DAYTON Campbell. You understand? Another bright mind. He's not the same as Marky G. Even Lego feel more. Marky G more reserved. But that is the compliment they have. They make each other better. Marky G probably needs to be a little bit more her. And Dr. DAYTON Campbell can be a little bit more easy. You feel me? I say, I saw teamwork going on. You're more there on somebody that is the opposite of you, but you guys can coexist. That is the perfect match. You get me? So, all in all, it's a good look, people. It's a good look.